if you've clicked onto this video, unfortunately for you, I was one of the many poor souls who have been cursed with the passion for acting, film, and all things film. So that's what I'm going to be talking to you about, and also the celebrities that are in films, and that's series, documentaries, movies, whatever. Just anything that piques my interest, that might pique your interest. And obviously, before I go on to talking about these big grandiose celebrities and all their news and gossip and whatever, I thought it's best to talk about the only celebrity I really care about, and that's myself. And when I say celebrity, I am talking Z-list, all right? I have a few little stuff to my notch, and I definitely feel like I do have an authority in this space, and I'll show you why, because as you know, if you are a filmmaker in this space, you show, you don't tell. So yeah, let's have a little look. This is my IMDb, right? So yeah, not that impressive, definitely laughable, but I've landed some stuff and some people never land anything. So yeah, I started out and it's like I've been in a few films. Like I've been in Intent 2 on Netflix. Shout outs to Femi and Nikki who made that film. Brilliant film. I've been in Are We Dead Yet and On the Other Foot with Peter Andre, made by Freddy Krueger, again another independent filmmaker from London, doing bits, so shout out to him. But I've been in other stuff as well. Shout outs Corey and the Belgrade with Seaview, with my the latest thing I was in, an Amazon series. But the biggest claim to fame on here, which I'll show you, has to be Raised by Wolves. So yeah, that's Raised by Wolves. And I was young, I didn't have an agent. I went to an open audition and I just auditioned and went to done this audition, and I just slapped it over. They loved what I was throwing down, and it was like looking at me all weird, and I was thinking, have I done something wrong? It was my first ever audition. Can you imagine that? And they was like, oh yeah, could you just read this and come back in? So I've came back in with a different script and I've read it, and again they're just looking at me weird, and I was like, oh yeah, we'll be in touch. So pretty cold-shouldered. But yeah, 2 weeks later they called me and said, you've landed the role of Channel 4 Raised by Wolves. So imagine that, you're a young actor and your first ever audition, you just blow it out the park, you land it, you're on Channel 4. What happens then? You think you've made it. I thought I was famous. I thought I was a star. They had chauffeured cars driving us to set. They had riders. They had anything we want. If it rained, someone would come with an umbrella. Obviously, I'd always say like, yo, pass me the umbrella, what you doing? Because obviously from the streets, I don't need no one holding an umbrella for me. But I was like, no. They was like, no, it's their job. Cool. So that's what was happening, thinking I've made it, and then boom, as soon as you finished your filming, my filming took like, oh no, I was only in 4 episodes of a 6-part series. So I think my filming took like a month. After that month, boom, plunked right back into the hood. And it's just like, it's a really like shock to the system, because they say you don't know what you got until it's gone. So it's like when you love acting, you have a passion and you land it and you think that's it. You think as soon as you come off this, just like Friends, you're going to start getting $1 million an episode and you're going to be doing this like forever and it's going to be streamed everywhere. When you're thinking that in your head, it's a really big shock to the system where you have to go and get a factory job. Not saying it's wrong for anyone who does have that, because I believe you have to work while you work on your dream. But this was my dream and now it's been pulled away again. And I'm back to square one. So I said, what should I do? And if you're in this position where you've landed a role, or you're still struggling to land a role and you're waiting by the phone and you're frustrated, I feel like you should really hone in now, pucker up your ears and pay attention, because this is the plan I did. And I'm not gonna lie, it ended up making me become one of the 1%. It ended up making me like get out of my struggle and my situation. And now I don't even have to work unless I want to. And it came with film and production. So I'll show you that. So just over here, this was my first short film. I did make a short film, but I didn't put online, called One Knife Affects Many Lives. This is a tester and it done really well in schools. But online, this is my first short film. I found some like-minded people. I used the fact that I had a little bit of clout because I was on TV, and I made this.
I've never seen these ends. What did you say her name was again?
I didn't say what her name was because I'm not going to tell you.
Is it Shark Wonder?
No. I'm not telling you because you're going to research her.
I tell you all my girls' names though.
I know. Even though I didn't ask. Even though I say, please do not tell me.
I'm just trying to inspire you, innit?
going to get out of the car now. Good day, sir.
Yes.
Oh yeah, by the way, would you be able to...
Yes, I'll pick you up.
So basically, this was Friend Zone, the first film that me and my guy, as you saw in the video, David Whiteley, made, and we didn't think nothing of it, and we just thought, let's just trial it out, make some comedy sketches, make some films, build our brand a bit so people can see our face, so we land more acting roles. And if you notice, I don't know if you noticed, but if you look down here, what actually ended up happening in it got 1.1 million views, and this was 7 years ago. This is before people was paying for ads, or before, as you can see, we hadn't even the money to think about paying for ads. It got 1.1 million views. We used our brand, we used our following online, we used all the things we built together to push this film and get it the views. But what happened then was really interesting, because once I'd made this and made them views, it turned me into something what we didn't even know what it was called at the time. There was no such thing as this. It turned me into a influencer. And as you know, with influencers, they get brand deals, they get notoriety, they get fans, and they become a Z-list celebrity like me. Yay. But the problem is a lot of people, I see memes like, oh, if you're an influencer with following, it's like having monopoly money. No. Trust me, we made it work. Because then what I did was I used that as leverage to make more films and get more acting notoriety. So that brings me on to my next film, which is Just One Drop. This is when things really started to change for me, because before I touch on this, actually, I've got a story. When I made Friend Zone, even though it got 1 million views, there was another film that was absolutely dominating at the time. Shout outs to Rapman, because this film here, Shiro's Story, written by Rapman, this film was absolutely dominating, and it was the same time that I released Friend Zone. And even though my film got 1 million views, all the blogs was posting this, the I'm Just Bates at the time, the Hackney's Finest, all them blog pages was posting this. And it had like a machine, the wall of comedies, and obviously it had some great actors in there as well. Shout outs to Percy, shout outs to Javon Wade. So it was like, this was like the thing that was taking over, and I was like, how do I get a piece of this? I didn't know about advertising at the time. I didn't know about getting people to back. I didn't know about the tribe. It was just me and David in the trenches. But anytime there's a problem, I want you to find a solution. Anytime there's a problem, I want you to think, how do I fix this? Because I could have sat down and said, oh, this is not fair, or their film's better than mine, or nah. What I did was, I thought, the solution is, I gotta make a London film. I gotta show them in London that these Birmingham boys are about that life. And that's what I did. And this is where I made Just One Drop.
You man handle that, yeah? You see why you're handling it? For this month, you're working for free, big man.
Well, that's the start of the month, you know. If you think I'm working that long for free, you're mad, you know, cuz. Serious.
Wait, what you say? Say that. Mad, what did you say?
You say ain't even like that, cuz.
One more time.
It's not even like that, cuz. It's not...
I don't promote violence, guys. This is acting. They're fake sound effects. And that was Heinz ketchup on the floor. I promise.
Bro. So what's this, bro? You ain't no bust, bro. Take that off, bro. Take it off, bro.
Yeah, like I said, don't promote violence. It's just a scene in a film. It's all acting. Shout outs to Nathan Hector as well, my guy. I'm also in the Intent 2 on Netflix with Nathan Hector as well. He's doing very well for himself hosting, so bigs up to him. Seeing as I'm bigging people up as well, gotta give an honorable mention to Tanks and Bouncer, because these are the first people in the UK I saw doing content like this. And even though I'm not going to be talking about anyone really in the UK unless it's to do with films and acting, it's still the content that inspired me, and I think they're both doing a great job, so shout outs to them guys. But yeah, this is the first film that I created, and that was London immersed. So I'd done it in London. I had London actors. I had Cali Best, my brother, who's been Dexter in EastEnders. He's been in Top Boy. He's been Killy in Blue Story, and he done a film with Jay-Z as well. And he's he's got some sick films coming that I can't really talk about. But yeah, he's doing bits. He was in it. And yeah, this film really like set the precedent, because what I did was I used my brand and my influencer stuff as leverage. Now I'm going to show you my Instagram. I'm not the biggest influencer in the world. Only got 88k. At the time, I did have a bit more followers. I had like 100k before I stopped doing content. But yeah, as you can see, not the biggest, but I was getting good engagement. I was getting good numbers. And obviously, I was getting millions of views on my films. So what I did was I used brand partnerships, and that helped me to get to my next film. So basically, what happened was when I wanted to make this film, I thought I need a bit of money to make it. I'm gonna go to London. I've got to pay a camera crew, got to pay a team, and I only made Friend Zone on like £200. So this time I was like, how can I get a bit of money? So I reached out to Crep Protect, who was doing Insta story, paying everyone for Insta stories, and they was paying everyone good money for just Insta stories that last 24 hours. And I was thinking to myself, if you like give me some money, I can give you a film that lasts forever. So I reached out to them, they agreed, and I ended up getting 20 grand off them, and I made just one drop. Now, the problem was I wanted to move to London. I wanted to immerse myself in the city and get more known and build my brand even bigger. So my next film, I could make it even bigger. So I used the money for production, and I used the money to move to London and fully immerse myself in that city. But yeah, I knew that this was only going to be the start of bigger things for me in film. And what happened is as well, most people started stopping me in the street for my films more than the TV roles had landed, even though I'd been on things like Netflix. So it was crazy to me. But YouTube, it showed the shift and tide of where YouTube was going at the time, because it's just blowing up, getting millions of views. And some TV shows, even though it's TV and you think it's a big deal, some of them are only getting like 300,000, 400,000, which is still a lot, but not millions. But anyway, so I did that, and yeah, we made just one drop. And again, I don't know if you noticed, but I must say myself, it done all right. As you can see down here, it got 1.4 million views 5 years ago. Something else happened as well. Honorable mention to Nines. Because Nines is a rapper in the UK. If you don't know, one of the biggest rappers in the UK. Very genuine brother as well. Very good guy. He saw my film and he actually said he really likes it and he'll buy it off me to put it on his channel. I said, no problem, you're Nines. Like, I would have gave it for free. And he put it on his channel and it blew up. And literally, obviously, it was a big pinnacle for me because it was my London foot in the door, because I'm from Birmingham, you see. So when I done Friend Zone, I got that mill off my own back, but this mill was definitely with help from my friend Nines. And obviously the movie had to be good as well. He did put other movies on his thing, on his channel that didn't get 1 million views, so you know, I know it definitely was good as well. But yeah, it also won multiple awards. I put it in film festivals. So that's what you're doing as well. As well as I'm talking and just telling you my stuff, I want you to also learn certain things. So if you are thinking about doing films, the steps are try and get funding through product placement if you've got leverage like me. If you haven't, do mates rates, do favors, build your tribe, make the film. Once you've made the film, you pull it out. Once you pull it out, people are liking it and it's doing well, then start applying to some film festivals just to get yourself some notoriety and credibility in that space. Because now, instead of just saying I'm a filmmaker, I can say I'm an award-winning filmmaker. And that leads me, speaking of awards, that leads me to my biggest film to date. Just 2 drops. Shout out to C Montana. Me and C Montana made this film. And yeah, this film, I released it 2 years ago. It's nearly on 1 million views. So it ain't my biggest viewed film, but remember the other ones have got some years on it. But it's nearly on 1 million views. Again, no ads because of the content that's in it. And what I love about this is...
Wait, my car told me about sweet ones. My sweet ones had my sour.
That's me on the theme tune as well. Shout outs to Ambush. I done a remix of the Man Car and won that competition years ago, and ended up having a tune with Ambush. But yeah, why I love this film is because I got to keep all the promises I made. I am a man of my word, and I really tried to hold that to my chest. And I took a lot of favors in Just One Drop and Friend Zone, because obviously when you're starting out, you don't really have a lot of money, you don't really have a lot of resources. So I made promises to all the actors that was rocking with me, all the people that was involved. And I said, yo, when I do this next film, I'm gonna bring you in, I'm gonna pay you some money, I'm gonna get it going. So what I did was, using what I'd learned with the product placement, instead of just going to Crep Protect, I went to clothing lines, I went to restaurants, I went everywhere, and I raised £90,000. No cap. £90,000, because I wanted to make my best short film yet at the best quality. Because even though I done this film and I done Just One Drop and it was a success and it got millions and it was on Nine's channel, the quality was a bit low and I wanted to up the quality. So with Just Two Drops, as you can see, the difference in quality is there immediately. I'll just show you, like, even this police scene. I'll show you this police scene. It's like, the quality is different.
What's happening here is you are under arrest for the use of a corrosive substance on a minor with the intent to maim, disfigure and kill.
Wait, on a minor? Are you saying something happened today then?
Don't you little sick they've done with us. We found a bottle of acid in your house. We've already spoken to your sister, who's absolutely distraught. And judging by your track record, I'm guessing your grubby prints are all over it. This can't be real. I've been shot too. Just killed my nephew. Huh? What are you saying? What are you saying about my nephew?
Yeah, so if you want to watch it, Just Two Drops out right now, you can go and check that out. But I'm just going to tell you a bit more about it. So yeah, I raised £90,000, paid everyone on set. I even hired out a big prison. So as you can see in this scene here with my guy, C. Montana.
Listen, you know we all bleed the same, right? We got a neck.
No, I can make one.
Good. Good. Go there and chef my man down, innit? Woke up other man waiting. Do you gotta do, innit?
My sister sent that protection money. Did you get that, yeah?
Yeah, man, if you're interested in watching that movie, like I said, it's out. But yeah, so that's what I made, Just Two Drops. And what happened with that, I ended up getting nominated next to Peaky Blinders by Steve Knight and Three Little Birds by Lenny Henry at the Royal Television Society. A film that I raised £90,000 for, up against titans, up against films that had £1 million budgets. Little old me sitting there with them. And now this is my biggest claim to fame, right? So now I think I go from a Z-list celebrity to a Y or something. I don't know. And it also landed me a job as a BBC presenter. So now I have my own show on BBC Radio 1 Extra. Or from putting one foot in front of the other, making films. But what else it did, it made me a business owner. I have my own production company, Out to Eye Productions. And through that production company, I'll be doing bare films. I'll be making documentaries now. I'll be going abroad, making documentaries for people. I even can send some of my team out to do videos for universities and videos for stores and shops where I'm not even there. I'm on holiday in Greece and I'm making money. And you can do this too. And I thought, how do I help everybody do this? I thought the best way is to create something. So now I've started to create a course. I've created a course. And I've got an Instagram page for it. Let me just find it for you. Yeah, it's right here. It's called Learn to Film. So please, check out Learn to Film, because I'm going to start dropping gems on here. I'm going to start promoting this channel through here. And also, I want to build a community where everyone can get together. I might build a school space where lighters, directors, filmmakers, actors can all come together and learn to film step by step. And I'm going to guide some of them people. Some of the things are going to be for free, obviously, and some of the things I'll charge for, but at least you'll have a community and space for free that you can join each other, communicate, network, and grow in your space. Find your tribe, because that's what it's all about. I wouldn't have been able to make any films if I didn't find the right tribe and find my team. So it's so important, and that's what I think you should do too. So yeah, if you didn't take anything from this video, I'm Theo Johnson. Yeah, I've done a lot and I know a lot, and I could go into depth about how I made the films and into depth about how I wrote the scripts, but I do that in a course. So yeah, you can check that out. Follow Learn to Film, and let's get it, man. I'll be back next week.